My only, if I have any, desire is that try to follow the qualities of Shri Mahadeva. How great he is, how detached he is. Detached, absolutely detached. He lives with bones and things like that. He's not bothered about where he lives, what he lives with, what he has, nothing. So detached. We should be detached like that. At the same time, we should be very loving like him. Extremely loving. How his heart is full of love for us. How he looks after us. I'm warning you because I know you all love me very much. But you should also love each other. You should have a loving heart and have satisfaction in loving others. If you could develop that, your height will grow, your depth in Sahaja will. It's all right. The goddess gives you the Shraddha, all right. But the depth in Shraddha, in Sanskrit or in Hindi and Marathi, I don't know what you call, but in Marathi they call it dhyas. Just deep into that love, drenched into that love, enjoying that love, then you don't want anything. What do you want? You got everything. So what do you want now? Just like the greatness of Sri Mahadeva is so great that he is detached. What does he want? I mean, nothing is greater than him. Nothing is more important than him. Then what does he want? He doesn't want anything. That's why he's detached. This detachment you have to develop. But at the same time, he is the Lord of all the arts, of the music, of the rhythm. The other day you saw these boys were playing the rhythm. The whole rhythm of everything he gives. The rhythmic life that we have, we are not yet aware of it. See, a child is born exactly after 9 months, so many days. Who gives this rhythm? Then we get, say, certain flowers at such and such time. Then we get in the nature all kinds of these seasons. Who keeps the rhythm? He's the one who is nothing but rhythm. And that rhythm is kept up. In the nature, in everything, there's a rhythm. And a rhythmic person is the one who has a very large heart. It's like an ocean. You get just that rhythm disturbed immediately if you find somebody is being very cruel, very bad and all. But in a smooth, beautiful, peaceful lake, there is no ripple at all. It's just love. And then at that time, if the rhythm, the silent rhythm of that heart is broken, then Shiva takes charge. So one has to have a complete sense of the rhythm of time, rhythm of nature, rhythm of everything.
I bow to all the seekers of truth.
Я кланяюсь всем искателям истины.
At the very outset, we have to know what that truth is, what it is.
С самого начала нам нужно знать, что истина есть истина.
We cannot think about it, imagine about it, or change it.
Мы не можем думать о ней, мы не можем представить себе ее, мы не можем изменить ее.
Yours is a more sort of like echoes. Echo. Echo. Little. Mine is all right. Huh? Mala Sudha? Come here. Heaven also we cannot feel the truth.
К нашему несчастью, на человеческом уровне мы также не можем познать истину.
We have to be subtler, to be in the state of spirit, to feel the truth.
Мы должны стать тоньше, чтобы войти в состояние духа, чтобы познать истину.
And to become the spirit, there is a complete machinery within us which works it out.
И для того, чтобы стать духом, в нас заложена как бы такая машина, с помощью которой мы становимся духом.
Already built within us during our evolutionary process.
Она уже встроена в нас в течение эволюционного процесса.
Now, it is the time, a special time, when you all can have that state of spirit.
Сейчас наше время – это особое время, когда вы все можете иметь это состояние духа.
This is your rebirth.
Это право дано вам от рождения.
As it is said that you are to be born again.
Как было сказано, вы можете родиться вновь.
But it is not just a certificate that we are born again, but something has to happen within.
Но это не просто какой-то сертификат, что мы должны родиться повторно. Что-то должно произойти, чтобы это случилось.
And for that happening, you are all absolutely ready.
И для того, чтобы это произошло, вы уже абсолютно готовы.
Within us lies the sense of faith in something.
В нас заложено чувство судьбы.
We had this faith that there must be something beyond.
В нас заложена эта вера, и мы верим, что мы как бы находимся вне чего-то.
But it has been challenged or diverted.
Но можно бросить вызов ей, этой вере, или же можно отклониться от нее.
So we started seeking truth in areas where it does not lie.
И поэтому мы начинаем искать истину там, где ее нет.
For example, the first attack came to us, we can say, in Ukraine through communism.
Для начала мы можем сказать, что первая атака, которая произошла, это то, что на Украине был коммунизм.
So we had our faith in communism.
Поэтому мы имели нашу веру в коммунизм.
It has done one thing good, that it did not allow you to have faith in fundamentalism.
Это сделало одно добро, что это предотвратило вас веру в фундаментализм.
But today the greatest danger is that there is a vacuum in Russia and also in Ukraine.
Но сейчас величайшая опасность состоит в том, что мы как бы находимся в вакууме, как на Украине, так и в России.
And we may jump into some sort of a fundamentalism.
И мы можем впасть в какой-то из видов фундаментализма.
I am told there are people who have come to convert into Hinduism.
Мы можем также стать людьми, которые могут перейти в индуизм, принять индуизм.
They are giving food and trying to entice, as the missionary did in India. They're trying to give us food to entice us, as the missionaries did in India.
Они пытаются дать нам пищу таким образом, чтобы мы стали вот индуистами.
By conversion, you do not receive truth.
Но с помощью этого извращения мы не можем прийти к истине.
You have to have your transformation, not conversion.
Мы должны иметь свою трансформацию, а не какое-то такое скачкообразное превращение.
Any fundamentalism, whether it is Christianity or Hinduism or Islam, are very dangerous.
Любой вид фундаментализма, будь то хиндуизм, кришнаизм или другие виды, очень опасен.
There is a universal religion within us.
В нас есть внутренняя религия.
Because all these religions were born on the tree of spirituality at different times.
Потому что все эти религии родились на древе духовности в разное время.
On the same tree of spirituality.
На том же самом древе духовности.
Then people plucked these flowers and started saying, these are mine, these are mine.
Тогда люди, у них мозги стали работать таким образом, что они стали говорить, это мое, это мое.
They are fighting with these dead flowers.
И они стали сражаться за это.
As long as there will be one following, one book to be followed, then there will be always quarrels.
Как только мы начинали следовать одной какой-то группе, также начинались какие-то ссоры.
In the name of God, how many people were killed in these fights?
Во имя Бога, как много людей умерло в этих сражениях.
This kind of just a feeling or a kind of a concept that we are the chosen ones is extremely dangerous.
Очень опасным стала вот эта концепция, что мы принадлежим к чему-то.
We have to now understand these are the most important times of spirituality.
Мы должны понять, что сейчас самое важное время для духовности.
I call it a blossom time.
Я называю это время цветения.
But it is said that these are the last judgments.
Но также сказано, что это времена последнего суда или страшного суда.
That means you have to use your wisdom to judge what is right and what is wrong.
Это говорит о том, что вы должны пользоваться своей мудростью, чтобы узнать или понять, что правильно, а что нет.
Whatever is false is not going to help us at all. It has not helped anyone so far.
То, что является фальшивым, неистинным, никаким образом не может помочь нам. Оно никогда в истории никому не помогало.
What is going to help is your own ascent.
Что нам поможет, это наше собственное восхождение.
Another challenge comes to us from science.
Другой вызов идет нам со стороны науки.
Sahaja Yoga is meta-science.
Сахаджа йога делает науку.
Because it is conclusive.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
Lenalaxmi S, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Golden Memories with Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi herself, from all the way from Canada. Please, you're a renowned Kuchipudi dancer in worldwide, especially the fans and followers who know you. And the yogis who have seen your live performances as well. Would you please tell us how it is that, and when was it that you got your self-realization, and when did it all begin for you?
I was that time a small girl, not really small, I guess teenager. I was around 13 years old. So it was around 91. Actually, my mom was the first one who came to Sahaja Yoga. And she came very simple way, like she just went to hospital, like, and at the place where she went, the hospital, right in the hospital wall was a picture of Shri Mataji. I guess some doctor practitioner was practicing Sahaja Yoga and kept Shri Mataji picture there. And then she came from the doctor and said, "Oh, I find out something very, very special. I found this about Sahaja Yoga, and you don't need doctors, you don't need anything, you just meditate, you'll be all right." So she came very, very inspired, coming to me and talking to me about it. And it seems like that lady doctor gave her realization. And then she just also she's taken the copy of Shri picture along with her, kept it on the wall, and she said, "Can you put the hands like that? Do you feel anything?" And I just kept my hands like that and I said, "Yes, I do. I feel cool breeze." And she's like, "Wow, like you already realized." So actually it was like I didn't have any special way of somebody rising my Kundalini, anything. It was just spontaneous, just, my mom, I guess, through my mom and Shivratri gave me realization because I already felt that energy. So coming from Shivratri's picture.
Oh, wow. Now, this speech of Shri Mataji we were listening to was on the 6th of August in 1992 in Kyiv, in Ukraine. Do you think your mother and you might have been there in the program?
Yeah, of course, we were there. We are coming every lecture of Shri Mataji when she was coming to Ukraine, we were attending it. So definitely. And in fact, I was living in center of city and just across the road of my house, there was a big hall. And this is exactly the place where Shri Mataji used to come. And because I was dancing from my childhood, I used to come there all the time, very often. So I literally just crossed the road from from my street, from my house. I came to big hall, and that's where was a Shri Mataji's lecture.
That big hall was actually a venue where you used to learn dancing in Ukraine. Is that right?
No, it was not venue of learning dancing. It was a called palace, Ukrainian palace. So it was a place where we used to perform. So it's a huge stage with a huge auditorium.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when Shimataji used to come, we used to take a stadiums for rent for her lectures. Sometimes later it used to be the Ukrainian palace. So it's a most prestigious place for the shows and performances. So that's where Shimataji conducted the programs.
So at 13 thereabouts as a teenager, you were learning dance. What sort of a dance was that?
I did ballet. I did ballet from my childhood. In fact, I started with figure skating and then I did ballet from 5 years old.
Okay.
And then later on, I actually, age of 13, I came at this point that probably I'm not going to be dancer anymore because I had so much pressure from my family. You need to study. That's how it always goes. It's important to study. It's most things important. Dance is not important. So everybody gave me so much pressure. My teachers, my family, like stop dancing. And I would not stop because nothing could stop me dancing. But later on, I saw my ballet teachers like I was a little disappointed my ballet teachers because I saw the shift from them from the art, which I felt like something like a spiritual, to the money. And I saw once my teachers shifted from the spirituality to the money. At that time, as a child, I thought, no, I don't want to be like that. And I decided, okay, I'm going to stop dancing. And in fact, I promised to myself, I'm never going to dance again.
So great. Well, amazing turnaround then. But what was it when you saw Shri Mataji? Was it the first time in that public program that you saw and heard Shri Mataji? What was it like?
Yes, when I saw Shri Mataji first time, I was very impressed that she was such a simple lady. Like she was very kind to everybody. She was just simply talking to openly to everyone. She was just like had open heart. And I felt, wow, like she tells lots of knowledge and tell us all that during the meetings. But she was at the same time very simple, kind lady, just open heart to everyone. So, that kind of because we used to feel like people come and giving big speeches, they're not reachable. So she
Yes.
was not like that. So that because I told you that teenage expression was like, wow, it's very interesting. And her eyes, but I also remember her eyes were very sharp. If she looks at you, she looks through you. And in fact, but me and my brother, I don't remember if this was this year or a year later. It was my mom, my brother, and me, and on the stage we came for the hall. There was no more seats; all seats were taken. So we actually sit right at the stairs. Like when there is a stage and you can enter on the stage. There was this like stairs. So we sat right on the stairs. So we were very close to Shri Mataji. And when we sat, she was like, look at us like this, I felt, oh, like, like big wind came through me, like that's how I felt.
Wow. Wow. And you could feel the vibrations, the cool breeze, even from the photograph of Shri Mataji much before you
Much
met.
before I met her in person.
Yeah.
Yes, I could feel it. I
Yes.
could feel it. I feel like just vibrations. That's how it is,
So what
It,
was it like then, sitting so close to Shri Mataji on the steps to the stage, and Shri Mataji is there and looking at you and looking through you? I mean, you must have been in total bliss. What was the experience? Can you remember?
I cannot tell it was total bliss. It's more was like I in a moment got still. I just got so still, and I guess I became thoughtless. So I became still and thoughtless, and I was like, I had no thoughts. I had no thoughts at all. So she just gives me thoughtless awareness. So that moment, I cannot say. It's like when you're thoughtless, and in the same time you feel so small, and in the same time you feel so big. It's like
Yes.
a double feeling. It feels so small, and at the same time you feel so vast. So it's like that's what was surprising state of conscious when you are like maybe it's a double vision, like you see yourself as from outside and you still see yourself from inside, like two looks
Yes.
within. So it's
Oh,
really
wow.
was like basically it was like a stunning experience for me like that.
Oh, nice. What was the turning points for you? So what happens in your journey after this, after meeting Shri at the public program? What
So
happened? Because you're very young as a 13, 14-year-old, isn't it? So you were
yes, I
still in
was
school?
that time concentrating more, as I told you, I left my dance for good, as I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
I came to studies. I started doing physics and mathematics very much deep because my family is from that background. My dad was physician, mathematician. My brother is mathematician and programmist, and my mom was a biologist. So everybody has like studies things. So I start study, and of course, used to come for Sahaja Yoga programs, like along with mom, sometimes with brother. But that time was very difficult for me because I couldn't understand how to meditate. Because that time it's difficult to understand. So I used to sit. Okay, we listened, of course, Shri Mataji's lecture was nice. And then everybody closed their eyes and I was like falling asleep. So I couldn't learn yet, at that stage how to meditate. It was difficult for me. But I felt happy because coming to collective, you have very nice people around you, everybody's together, everybody helping, everybody very nice to each other. It was like a good collective, like a family. So starting happening, developing like a coming to a new family. And later on, what happened? That me and my brother, we went to Moscow for Shri Mataji's puja because she was coming there. Like in Ukraine, she didn't conduct the puja, but she was doing public programs. But in Russia, she used to do public programs and the pujas. So we really wanted to go personally and see the pujas. And especially that was, I think, 94, it was a Ganesha puja, most probably. I'm sorry, I might be mistaken with dates here and there because it's a long time ago. So that time when I felt very, very different, on the puja itself, I felt very much power, so much power coming on the puja day, and it changed something in me, and I felt like again inspired. I want to dance, that before my heart was closed, I never danced again, and now I felt like desire again opening through me, that energy. I want to dance, and it's not just I want to dance, I want to dance for Shri Mataji. I really would like to perform for Shri Mataji. So I got that strong desire to learn Indian dance. And just maybe 1 or 2 months before, I came across some videos of Indian classical dance. It was Lila Samson, famous dancer, but that time she was a student passing out of her studies. So she was a student, young girl dancing, on temple background with all that music. And I was so much, that's first time I saw Indian classical dance. I was so much impressed and stoned. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to dance like that. Because what I found, ballet is beautiful. As I was from, I used to do ballet and folk dance, but I felt there is not enough spirituality, like something is missing in ballet. It's all beautiful. You tell the story, but there is not much, connection between you and divine. And in Indian classical dance, immediately I felt that can be, the best way of, in fact, I believe now dance, it's meditation. It's nothing more than meditation, just in movement, in action. I call it yoga in action, because once you go into that dance and you completely go in different state of awareness, And once you take that state of awareness to the God, then magic starts happening, in dance, within the dance itself. So that time when I came for this Ganesha Puja, that's my strong desire arose. I want to perform. So I thought, next year I'm coming, I'm going to perform for Shri Mataji. So I came back to Kyiv. I started watching a lot of these videos and I realized, oh, I can dance like that, because I had a ballet memory, like my body can pick up movement just by watching. So I can do it. And then I found some ladies in Kyiv who also knew some Indian dance. So she showed me some movements. Who was Yelena Rezheva was her name. So I started a little bit learning from her. But then she was more in folk and that I know I still want to do more classical. So again, I started taking videos and I said, I'm going to learn by video and I'm going to perform it to Shri Mataji. So that's what I thought. So next year I came for the puja. I don't remember which puja was it. Maybe it was a Dishakti. I'm not sure exactly what was it. And that time I thought I'm going to perform for Shri Mataji. So I applied for performance. And the time came, Shri Mataji called on stage. Like, I don't remember, was it Shri Mataji or was it somebody who invited? But probably was also Shri Mataji. I was so blessed in my life. Every time Shri Mataji sees me, especially in dance dress, no matter which country, where it is, she always called me on stage to perform. I don't know. I was like, I'm so grateful for her for that. Maybe it was my soul's desire so much too strong to express it to her, so she would just call me. So, but that what year, the very, very first time I performed, I don't remember whether she called me or either I was introduced to perform. So I came on stage, I performed for Shri Mataji for first time, and I still remember that feeling. It's very unique feeling. I feel I'm performing, I am dancing. I did that time Tilana, so it's a pure dance. It's not like you're addressing anything to divine, but I was just within the pure dance was, addressing my love to Shri Mataji and just to this world. What I felt within while dancing, that I'm going above the stage and not anymore on the surface. So I felt within me that I'm not having any flow. So I was feeling that I'm dancing in the air, like I do not have flooring, and it was like so much uplifting energy, so much uplifting state of awareness, and again you have no floor, no walls, nothing, just space, and you dance in the space. So that's what I felt within performance my first time, and then of course I bought to Shri Mataji, I left and set my place, and that I was like shocked from that feeling because whole my life I'm performing. I'm used to lots of miracles within the dance, but like that, I never ever felt it before. And I thought, oh, this is something very special. I want to really learn it deeply. So, and you know what happened also within my 2 free performances with Shri Mataji? I had so much energy after performing for her. I didn't have to eat first day, second day, third day. I was like so much filled. So I didn't want to eat. I just didn't want to eat. It's not like, I was fine without the food, so it was very, very strange also. So afterwards, when I came back to Kyiv, got so inspired after performing to Shri Mataji, so I collected all my friends from Sahaja Yogis and said, let's dance together. Let's long dance together. So I created a dance group, we call it Nirananda, and we start doing everything we could learn here, there without the teacher, and start doing performances like that. And then Shri Mataji came for 90, she says she's coming to Kyiv 96, and she says she's going to stay a few days with us. And it will be a public program, and then we'll be there. She wanted to have like a cultural evening, or maybe just meeting with yogis. And we know she wanted to do that, and it's like, oh, we really want to do something good for Shri Mataji. And we decided that with my students and my friends and Sahaja Yoga Collective, let's do something for Shri Mataji. And that year, I was also called to Sahaja Yoga children camp, like when the yogis send the kids to one place and they have nice meditation things. And they asked me, why don't you teach them dance there? So, okay, I'll teach them dance. So I started teaching them dance. And when I started working with kids, I realized, oh, why don't we do some dance drama? So we created with kids this dance drama. And I thought, okay, why don't we ask this yogi to participate, that yogi, like that? So, like that, we pulled all different yogis came together and we created this dance drama called Devi Purnama. Now I'd say, of course, it was very simple because I was not that time not professional dancer, nothing. But I had so strong desire to do something for Shri Mataji and offer for her. So we put together, we get some whatever handmade costumes, everything was very immature, but with lots of love. And I'm going to share with you video shots of that bits also later. So what happened that day? So, I mean, that time, Shri Mataji came to Ukraine. We have public program. Everybody sits. It was probably, I think it was in a stadium. And then we realized that that's next day to have it in Vorzel. Vorzel is a place in suburb of Kiev. And this is very beautiful place, lots of nature. So there was a place where we had Sahaja Yoga camp with children, and same place we, like our that time leaders decided to call Shri Mataji to talk. But leaders tells us, it's very good that you created dance drama. It's very good, all these things, but our first priority talk to Shri Mataji. So you be ready. You might not be performing. You might even not offer this dance drama. So be ready for that. I'll say, okay, no worries. Whatever Shri Mataji decides, that's gonna happen. I said, please make sure main priority for us to meet and talk to Shri Mataji. The rest is not important. So that's what leaders told us, and we were ready for that. We all understood that's fine. That's what it is. We're all gonna get ready. We're gonna get dressed. And whatever Shri Mataji decides is going to be that. So all the kids, all the adults, and of course, you need to have a main character. I was playing Durga in that drama, and you need to have a Mahishasura. You know that the Durga slays Mahishasura, and I didn't know whom to find, and I found one Yuki who was a policeman, and that time militsioner. And because he has a policeman, he has little bit of skills of fighting, and because he had some past dance experience, I said, oh, why don't you be Mahishasura? So we had created this Durga and Mahishasura, and we're gonna play with him, and we pretended we are playing and pretended we are fighting and like that. So we have all the characters. We had Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, like all very advanced yogis. We had kids who were asuras. We had the girls who were like helping the Devi Durga. So we created big small dance drama. So Shri Mataji is coming. Everybody's meeting. We are all hiding, like nobody she sees us. We put the screen just like on the behind the forest scene. We put the screen. The kids draw the paintings for Shri Mataji on that screen. So that was our background. As soon as Shri Mataji arrives, she sits, and first thing she asks, oh, I heard there is a dance drama. And nobody actually told her. And she's like, I want to see it. So very first, so there was no talking. So immediately we started this dance drama because Shri Mataji herself asked for that.
Давным-давно, далекой давней дали, 100 лет шло бесконечное сражение. В мирах асуры с Девас воевали, но потерпели боги поражение. Вела асуров сильная рука, Махишасура, демонов правитель, а у богов те дальние века сам Индра был верховный повелитель. Владыкой неба стал Махишасура после войны, что Девас проиграли. Варуну, яму, в мир земной изгнали. Бухается, а места не находит. У Индры полномочия забрали. О, Сурья, Чандра, где-то в мире бродят. Вот мы нашли убежище у вас. Из лиц богов Шри Вишну и Шри Шивы, из бога Брахмы и из тел богов сияние бесконечной светлой силы вдруг изошло. Их был ответ таков. Деви оживала. Воскликнули ей радостные боги. Что это? Кричал Махишасура. Ужасным гневом кинулся он в бой. Вокруг него текла река Асура, непобедимых в славе своей. Он видит Деви, берет ее свет, я удар ответный. Она легко сумела изгрузить оружием вражьих полчища несмертных. А Девас восхваляли силу, мощь. Она сражалась, честь богов спасая. Я верю, что всаднице помочь, побольше. Здесь рабочий удовлетворение. Для вас, для богов, они приносили жертв дива 3 великих век. Верховное, Сирия, Бхагавати, признание мудрецов, освобождение. Вот сердце чувства, ты поможешь с нами.
So we started this dance drama, we are performing, we are dancing, there's lots of things. That time, because I did choreographies, I was so much worried because I was thinking of that, of this student. So my attention was so much on organizing things than just on myself or dancing anything. Like I was not at all thinking about it. So, and then what happened during the fight, so when we came to the final point of fighting Durga and Mahishasura, I saw the Mahishasura in front of me, and again was my state of awareness, something changed. I really felt like I see Mahishasura in front of me. That's how I felt. And he was so, how to say, vigor and so angry and so dark. I got so much from within, like you know how to say. I felt like I'm Durga. So I felt that Durga quality, and we start fighting, you know, like, you know, I forget about the dance, I forgot about the choreography, so I start poor beating this Mahishasura. And he started, you know, trying to protect himself like that, like this. So what happens? Finally, Durga won. Everyone is happy. We had the final dance when, you know, there is the strings and the girls running around with the strings, like just like that, dancing around the, I think, Durga. I don't remember, or maybe it was Shimataji picture. So we just dancing around, all like running with these ribbons. And then suddenly Shimataji calls the leader, and she tells like, call this girl, call that girl. I know, like she didn't understand which girl, and finally she understood it's me. So Shimataji called for me. I came, and there was one girl who was name is Inga. She's actually now living in Italy. So she called two of us, and then what she told to, not to us directly, but to the leader. She said, you know, during this dance drama, the Durga was present in herself. And she really had to fight, and she really won our Mahishasura. And you know, during the dance, I also noticed Shimataji all the time used to look like this upwards. You know, she used to watch the dance, but very often she just looked like this up and just would smile, you know, full time. So that's one I remember.
Dolo Shri Shakti, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi ki ki ki.
So then Shimataji calls me and tells, you know what, you have very big talent. Why don't you go to India and study dance? And you know, that moment, like, I felt like a thunder. Like, I felt, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to go to India. I want to learn dance, you know?
Which
So
year is this?
it was 96. It was 96. It was 96 August. And that things had changed everything in my life, because actually I was supposed to go to my brother that at the time point of migrating to Canada. He was present himself. My dad was present, my mom was present. And we three, me, my mom, and my brother, were supposed to actually move to Canada. So when that time Shimataji calls me come to India, like it was completely change of plans, you know, instead of going to Canada, go to India. And like truly what happened that time, my mom, my brother were in Sahaja Yoga, they was like, no, don't go now, go first to Canada, then you can go to India. And my dad was also present at that time at meeting with Shimataji, and he was not Sahaja Yogi, he was not practicing at all, he didn't know anything much about Sahaja Yoga, but he said, no, you go to India because Shimataji told you. You know, so it was very, very strange. You know, so I really had strong desire, and I was very happy and blessed that yes, we can go to India, but I had no money. So like, I mean, I didn't know how to actually utilize the dream come true. So Shimataji like left, she didn't say anything, she didn't guide anything more than that, what she said. And then I was like, oh, I want to go to India. Oh, I don't know how. And then maybe we start talking to leaders of Sahaja Yogis. Oh, maybe we can help you. Maybe we cannot. We don't know yet. You know, it was like this talking between the collective. So maybe collective can help.
Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi,